and they live by those pages. And so the gospel is not based on a book, even though there's a book. It's based on the word of God. And when you believe it, your life will change.
So how do I become a Christian?
Well, it's recognizing that you know, okay, that is it. I would say you need to change your question. I would say don't become a Christian, receive Jesus.
Do what?
Receive Jesus, not become a Christian. You need Jesus.
How do I get
Christian
Jesus?
is a religion.
How do I get Jesus?
Well, first of all, I would say you have to have heard about him. He even mentioned his name, and I've heard what he came for. What was his mission? What did he come here
What
for?
was his mission?
His mission was to save mankind.
How?
By dying in our place. We should die and go to hell, but he died and went to hell for us, so we don't have to do it.
Okay, and that's it.
As
long as you believe that, you're Christian.
No, that's the beginning.
Okay.
That is what happens is that brings you into a family. We call it the family of God. So you come into the family of God, you're part of the family. Now you begin to learn like any family. You have to learn about the family. Where did the family come from? What does the family stand for? Where is the family going? You know, and when you begin to learn about the family, actually Jesus begins to be developed in you. You become more like him. So
do you
really,
become more like him, or do you
exactly.
become more like the family that you've just been adopted into?
He is the one who came to put you in the family.
Yeah, but he also said that if I remember correctly, he said one of the churches will betray him or something. Is that correct?
No. One of his disciples, one of his apostles will betray him. Listen, betrayal is a fact of life. I'm sure in your life you've had experiences of people betraying you.
Yeah, but I'm not Jesus.
I understand, but that doesn't apply to you. You should be more concerned about what is God's gift to you. Jesus is God's gift to you.
So you're saying that I just believe that he died for my sins?
Yes.
And then I join a church?
You don't join a church. You become part of the family by, like an initiation. You accept him. You receive him. When you receive him, it comes into your heart. And actually what it does is that he changes you. He gives you a brand new start.
How?
You become a new person.
How?
Okay, first of all, I will go into a little bit of detail.
Well, you must be talking from experience, right?
Yeah.
So please explain your experience.
So what it is that as human beings, we are more than a body. There's a part of us that is not body. Part of us that we call it our soul or our inner man. That inner man, Jesus makes it become new. You see, the reason why we live this life and have challenges and difficulties is because of what we are inside, like a tree. A tree bears fruit. So Jesus will change your root. Actually gives you like a grafting. You cut it off and then you put something new. So now what will come is a newness that has come. And Christ will put a new life in you. That new life will begin to change the way you see life, the way you think. Number one will be love. You will discover that you have a love for even those you used to hate. Now you love them. Because you realize you come into the family, you should be concerned about everybody, not just yourself.
Do you love Satan?
Me, I can't.
You just said you love those you even hate. So why can you not love Satan?
Wait. We need to, that's what we understand. The family has enemies.
But you love your enemies, yes?
No? You love your qualified enemies. You have to qualify the enemy.
I thought Jesus said love thy enemy or something like that.
But qualify the enemy.
I'm not Christian, by the way. I don't know the text. I just know bits.
That's fine.
But the bits that I know seem to be contradicting what you're saying.
That's fine. Let me explain this. There is somebody who is against the family, opposing the family, and out to destroy the family. That's an enemy.
And how do you treat enemies?
Well, you need to qualify. Human enemies, you love them because they are human like you. But the devil is not human. Satan isn't human.
No, but he's doing his job, right?
Well, I wouldn't say job.
Well, he's made a deal with God. The story of Job.
He doesn't have a deal.
In the story of Job,
yes.
God and the devil are saying, hey, look, this guy, he's really good. And the devil says, he's only good because you've been good to him.
Have you read it?
I know what people have told me.
Okay.
I've not read it personally myself, but the story, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm summarizing it. Essentially, then God says, all right, test Job. And that's what the devil does. He then takes everything away from him, kills his family, blah, 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 blah. And then God rewards him with everything in double or triple. At that point, God and the devil are working together for the betterment of humankind, yes?
I wouldn't agree.
Why would you not agree? Why that story?
Because there are other people who are not like Job. There are people who don't have a strong faith like Job. And to put them through that would be unfair. And do you know what? Many of them will be wrecked. Job was an example for those who are coming to see that if you stay committed to what you believe in God, that if you stay with God, you will come through. And the end will be different from whatever happened in between.
Yeah, but the devil, being the adversary, he's necessary. He's someone fulfilling a role. If you've got the hero, which is God, who's going to save you, and you have to have the bad guy, who I am, you have to have the bad guy.
Can I explain it to you this way?
Please do.
My point to you is that this adversary became an adversary by choice.
Yeah.
In fact, if you know the story, it's quite heartbreaking. Because this adversary used to be the most beautiful, the most excellent, the most marvelous among all God's creation. He was full of wisdom. But then he decided, I want to be independent. I want to do my own thing. And actually, that went out to destroy the family. That was the point, because there was harmony. Everything was flowing. And the adversary chose, no, I don't like this. I want my thing. The lesson here is that even as human beings, we have a will. When you do your own will, you will create chaos for yourself and for everyone connected to you. Is it necessary? No. But when you live in harmony, that harmony can then permeate and flow through everything, everybody, everyone, and then there's harmony. And so our disharmony is coming from the adversary.
But we could both agree that God could have said, oh, you want to do your own thing? Click his fingers, the adversary's gone.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Why not?
It doesn't work like that, because you have to realize that God is eternal, the adversary is also eternal. Now, even we are eternal.
So they're both eternal?
Even we are eternal. Human beings are eternal. That's why you can't just die physically and that's the end. It doesn't happen like that. When you die, your soul still lives on, because your soul is eternal.
Yes, but you.
And so this dimension, you may die here, but then there is a life afterwards that is eternal. It goes on forever.
Yeah, but you would agree that when you die, you could go through a cleansing where you're not the same sinner you were here, and that you are reborn. I think this is part of the Christian belief that you become reborn into this.
Okay, what it is that the issue with the family is that you need to join the family whilst you are alive. Because when you die, it will be too late. See, once you're here, you're conscious, you make a choice. If you don't make that choice, like this is, okay, really this is the place to prove where you want to go after here. And so once you're here, if you connect with your maker and actually work with your maker, no matter what you go through, like what Job did, if you keep that, then when you finish like a graduation, you know that you're going to a life that, and so your purification and your cleansing needs to happen here.
Okay.
It's happening right now.
No, I agree it should happen
It's
here.
happening right now.
I agree
It's
it should happen
happening
here.
all the time.
I agree it should happen here, but what I don't agree with is this goal of going to heaven. God's greatest gift to us is life. And I'm pretty sure Jesus even says himself, choose life.
Yes.
So when you are choosing life, that means you're choosing to be the best version of yourself here, and you're not aiming to be a good person to get a reward of heaven. You're choosing life to make this place where God,
It's not as simple.
where the kingdom of heaven can come down to earth, right?
You make it simple. That sounds good, but that's not what happens, because otherwise we'd have to judge on merit. Whose merit? I mean.
No, judge on
can
fruits. You said fruits earlier. You judge on the fruits, not the merits, but the fruits.
Good. Okay, if that is the point, then you need to realize that there is some fruit that is different. It's a strange fruit. It's not part of the garden. Like weeds, there are weeds.
Part of the garden, though. God put them there.
No.
God put them there.
The weeds will always be taken out so the garden can flourish and really be productive. Any garden full of weeds may choke even the fruit, and there'll be no fruit. And it looks like a garden, but it's full of weeds.
But you could agree that weeds, because we're going into botanical now, you could agree that the weeds have some purpose to them. They bring certain insects, they bring certain nutrients, they're able to do certain things that the other plants may not do. And it's a balance, and a symbiosis of the ecosystem.
Unfortunately, God is all about fruit. God is big on fruit. Because there was even a story where there was a man who had a garden and had a particular tree that was supposed to give fruit. And he came and he wasn't giving fruit. And he came and said, look, it's not giving any fruit, it's wasting. Cut it down. And the husbandman said, no, give it one more year. We're going to give it a try. We'll do our best to, fertilize it, do whatever, trim it. And after a year, if it doesn't give fruit, then cut it down. So you see the chance and the opportunity given. Now, God is always giving us opportunities. But if that fruit bearing doesn't happen in this life, that is the reason why people die and go to hell. And I want to clarify as well. You mentioned heaven. Our lives will not be in heaven. It won't be in heaven. Our lives will actually be in a new earth and a new heaven. And so this earth will pass away, but there's coming a new heaven and a new earth. And so every believer should strive for the new heaven and the new earth, not to go to heaven. We're not going to live in heaven. I know people say, well, heaven is only a holding place. Heaven is a holding place, like a holding pattern, you know. You go there for a transition, and then we're coming back to a reformed earth with no evil, no adversary.
No, you contradicted yourself. You contradicted yourself because you said
Yes.
God is eternal, the devil is eternal.
Yes.
And the reason God didn't just click his fingers and destroy him
Yes.
was because he's eternal and that he will always exist. How can you say now we go to this new earth
Yes.
where there's no evil and no devil? Why couldn't our God just done that at the
Because
beginning?
then he'll be locked up eternally.
Why couldn't
He
God
hasn't
do,
been locked up now.
Why couldn't God do that before?
I wouldn't say God couldn't do that. But
Yeah,
let me-
exactly.
let me-
I agree. He
let-
could have, but
let me-
he
let-
chose
let me say
to
this
allow
you.
him
Let-
to
let
be
me
here.
say
Yes.
this you.
Or allowed me.
God is this wise master builder who can take situations that are kind of dead and going nowhere and breathe life into it. And so the adversary, when it came to humanity, thought he was really going to destroy us and he was going to break God's heart. Okay, to a degree, he did break God's heart. But God knows everything. So God had a plan the adversary knew nothing about. That is the coming of Jesus. Because the adversary thought there's no way. When Jesus came, it was like, no way. Here is the master, like one of them. That's crazy. It can't happen. But he did. He came and mingled with us to do what? To lead us out of this darkness. And do you know what he did? He gave us power over the adversary.
Yeah,
Now,
but
all of a sudden,
that was 2,000 years ago, right?
No, but it's happening right now.
No.
It's happening right now.
Jesus came 2,000 years ago.
But
Right?
it's happening right now.
Well, from
I'm
right
an
now,
example.
I still see
I'm an
wars.
example. I'm
I
an
still see
example.
wars. I still see people
fine,
fighting.
fine.
The adversary wasn't defeated 2,000 years ago.
Wait, he was defeated, but he was defeated so we could make a choice. You see, he
so
was
now you're
defeated to give us the opportunity to choose. Will we stay with our creator or go with the adversary because we have a will? See, if we
So
didn't
then
have a
he made.
choice,
So once again, we go back to my original point.
Yes.
The devil
yes.
was doing his job.
No.
He's not a bad guy. He's
No.
not your enemy.
When you say job, the way you say he's doing his job, maybe that's what I'm having as an issue. Probably we are agreeing on the same point, but the fact that you say he's doing his job, like something like, you know, something he's doing to help something. No, he's about
You said
destruction.
you said he was the
He
most
is a
wisest.
destroyer.
You said he was the wisest.
It's not corrupted. We didn't go there.
You said he was
His
wisest?
wisdom is corrupted.
You said he was the wisest.
The most
He
beautiful?
worshipped God
Yes.
the most. He was like one of the most devout people.
Yes. Before.
For him
Yeah.
to take a step down and go, as much as I love you, God, I am willing to be the bad guy in your story.
That wasn't it.
Isn't that a
He was
bigger
actually-
sign of love
No. He was actually trying
than
to
actually what you're
no,
saying?
he was trying to take a step up. He wanted to go higher.
There is no
Really?
higher.
No, there is.
What, higher than God?
Well, you ask it. That's you should ask yourself, what was the adversary thinking?
That's what I just
when he
explained
said-
to you.
But
What I
let me-
explained to you
but
is
let
that
me-
he loved him, he
let-
had the
let me-
wisdom,
let me explain.
and he understood that God needed an adversary.
Let me explain something to you. The adversary knew things nobody knew. Yeah. Now there's a principle that is quite. People still use it right now. It's quite. You drop something. It's quite. The principle is quite interesting. The principle is, if you say something and you believe it, you can have it.
That is dangerous.
But it is. But you know what? That was what the adversary tried to use against God. He said, I'm going to be like God. I'm going to have my throne. I'm going to go up. The question that was not in his mind is, has the boss already said something where you can't go higher than him? That is when he made a mistake. You see, if he had known that God had already declared, I'm God and there's no one else like me. From the beginning, God said, I'm God. There's no one like me. I'm exclusive.
Yeah.
That means anybody who comes along, you may say what you want to say, but you can't cross that line.
But you're contradicting yourself because you said he was the wisest, he was the most devout. He was,
Wisest among the creatures.
creatures or the angels, whatever you want to call
Yes.
it. He was the wisest.
Yes.
And then he has decided to become the adversary.
No.
Not for his own benefit.
He had decided to actually take the place of the boss.
No, you can't take the place of the boss, though.
Well, but he knew by declaration, if you could believe it, you could have it.
You said, so you said that we go through struggles because God gives us a choice.
Don't compare us to the adversary. The adversary is in a different class.
You say that God gives us a choice. We could choose to go towards the adversary or go towards God. Yes? In order to have this choice, you need to have the adversary there. So the adversary is a required evil, as it were, in order for this play of God's creation to play out.
Let's roll back. Yeah? Now let's roll back, and this time we have a situation where there's no adversary. Yeah? So God makes his creation, and he makes us, human beings, and he gives us a will, and tells us there is only one line you shouldn't cross. No adversary. None. Because in the garden we are told the adversary actually called their attention to cross the line.
No,
and what was wait, I'm coming.
But if you don't have the adversary, you don't have free will.
No, wait, I'm coming. No. Hey, you see, that's the problem. Adversity has nothing to do with free will.
If you've got the option of worshipping God or nothing else, there's nothing other option.
No, there was a line. There was a line before the adversary. He crossed the line first, but the line has always been there. And the line is, when you step against your creator to want to become independent, you are bringing chaos. This system functions by, harmony, everything working in sync.
Yes, the good and the bad.
So, no.
Yes.
See, you keep bringing this thing in.
Because I'm asking a simple question, and maybe this will help you understand.
Yes.
You've had some bad times in life, yes? Sure. You overcame those, correct?
Sure.
They made you a better person, right?
Some of them.
And it would have made you a better person, correct?
Not all of them.
Not all of them, but the ones that you really learn from.
No. You see, that is the thing about it. Based on human judgment and God's judgment, these are two different things. And I like to assess my life based on God's judgment, which is revealed. God tells you his judgment. And so sometimes we can give ourselves kudos, and God goes, or sometimes we can go like, that was terrible, and God says, no, that was good. So we have to ask ourselves, which system are we using for judgment? What seems good in our eyes, or what has been revealed as what the Creator says he wants to happen?
And what does the Creator say he wants to happen?
Well, number one, he wants us to flow with his mind, to think like him, to live like him, to love like him, and to be like him. That is his greatest desire.
So now you're really, really confusing me. You're saying me, the devil, wanted to be like God.
Yes.
But now you're saying that you want to be like God.
No.
You want to think like him, love like him.
Exactly.
So why couldn't the devil do it and you can?
Let me explain. Think like God, be like God, but let it be like a pyramid. Yeah? God, and it flows down. Everything. Pyramid. Yeah? The adversary wanted to go above the pyramid. How can you do that? The pyramid has only one peak, 1 point.
He didn't
unless you create it.
You say he wanted to go above, but I'm not hearing anything that shows that he wanted to go above. I hear.
Well, you need to read. He says, I want to have a. He says, I will put my throne in the sides of the north.
You know what?
The sides of the north. You see, the north is the highest, isn't it? The north. When you start going north, you're going up. South is down.
Yeah, if you go by that,
yeah. And he says in the scriptures, he says, I am going to be like him. I'm going to have my throne in the sides of the north. I'm going to a place that only he sits. That's crazy.
Yeah, but like his, not above his.
Yeah,
like his.
Yeah, but how can you be?
That's what you're saying, though. That's what you're saying is you want to be like God.
No. We want to be like God in his likeness down. See, we are human. Yeah. So to be like him is an ascended throne. We are trying to ascend to be like him. Yeah. But underneath him, because you know what? You must have his mind. You see, put it this way: in God's mind, you can understand everything God understands. But when you question the mind of God, now you're going outside the box.
But you just said you're trying to be like him. You're trying to have the mind like
God.
Not
even trying. You be like him, like a family.
Whatever.
Yes.
You be like him.
Yes.
In mind, in heart, in whatever.
Yes.
At that point, you're making yourself a God.
No.
You're not keeping him up there.
No.
As far as
I'll
give you an example.
Okay, I like what you said. You're making yourself a God, but not God.
No, but the thing is,
but no. Can you accept a God but not God? Is it possible to be a God but not God?
No, I don't think it's possible. I think you would always be human.
No.
You'd always be human.
No, there is God. Yeah. and there could be other gods,
The thing I don't
but they are under God. That's okay.
The devil doesn't exist as a person over there. The devil is inside you. He is the one.
No.
He is the one
No.
that is saying
See,
you can be like God.
You are talking about the principles that he triggered. He triggered principles. He didn't create them. Adversity was there as a principle. You see, when God came into existence, yeah, brothers, that can't even say that. That's wrong. God has always been.
Yeah, I was
But
going to say, yeah.
that's wrong. I'm correcting myself.
I appreciate
God
that.
didn't come into existence. When God began existence, yeah, there were principles that were there. Darkness, light, wrong, right. They were there. Yeah? But then you can be an inventor. An inventor doesn't create. An inventor brings things in. Yeah? They are out there, but he brings them in. So evil was never existing as, it only existed as a principle. It was there as a principle. It hadn't been practiced. The adversary was the first person to practice the principle of evil. And so God said, I'm God. Anything against me is evil. And so it was there. Nobody had touched it. And the adversary went, I want that for myself. I'm choosing evil.
Yeah, but you
And
know.
so the adversary activated the life of evil, but the principle was there.
But you said the adversary was wise. He was God's most devout worshipper. He understood that you cannot overpower God.
He didn't understand that. No, that's
wisdom,
what I'm saying. He never said you can't overcome God. The adversary knew that God had given us power where we could also create with what we say. And so the adversary had an idea like, well, if that's the case, I can do something with that. Not for the sake of the kingdom, but another side of the kingdom. See, not for the kingdom, but alongside the kingdom. And you can't have anything alongside the kingdom. There is only one kingdom. And so to go alongside, you are bringing disharmony.
The kingdom only comes through going through adversity.
No.
Yes.
Where you get that from?
You said you're given a choice. You could choose to go towards God or to go towards the devil. When you have been given this choice and you choose God, that is you using your free will to say, this dark part of myself, this part of myself that I can see as the devil, where I know I could be lustful, I know I could be angry, I know I could be deceitful. I choose to put this aside and I choose to come. I choose to allow the good part of me, the truth, the love, the compassion to overrun that.
It's nice, but you can't do it.
So you're saying you can't overcome your darkness?
No.
Then how has Jesus come into
That
you?
is why Jesus came.
No, but he hasn't. You just said you can't overcome it.
I know Jesus came to remove the root and seed of darkness.
Yeah, but it's still in you.
No.
You
It
just
is
said
in
you
my-
can't remove
wait,
it.
you see, this is why you need to understand the makeup of man. That thing is in my flesh, but not in me. See, I'm a tripartite person. I'm a spirit, I'm a soul, I live in my body. Now, my spirit is a real me. My soul is an interface with my body that helps me to live in this world. Now, my spirit is corrupt, but Jesus came and changed my spirit. I'm a new person now, but the interface is still corrupt. Guess what? Wait, guess what? Guess what? The new person has been given tools and equipment to actually fix the interface so the body can function properly. That is a Christian journey. In the Christian journey, you have become a new person. Now you're working on your interface to make sure that, apps are changed, circuits are changed, things are replaced. And when you do that, you begin to discover, I'm changing.
So then you agree with me. So you agree with me, you can remove it.
What happened in my root?
How you doing, man? You good? Yeah, that's it. It's been a while. Sorry.
Sorry about it.
What happened in my...
I'm healthy. I'm just.
That's the way.
Yeah.
Get it back.
Oh, you around, yeah? I'll catch you in a bit. Sorry.
What happened in my root? You see, that is the whole purpose of Jesus came. He had a message. He said, unless you're born again. And actually, a Jewish rabbi asked him, how can a person be born again? Can he enter back into his mother's womb? Jesus said, no. I'm speaking about spiritual things.
Yeah.
So Jesus tells him, what is of the spirit is spirit, and what is natural is natural. He says, what I'm talking about is spiritual. So as a believer, when you follow Jesus, he actually gives you a new person.
But what you're saying right now doesn't disagree with what I just said. I said that you have the choice to go towards God or towards the devil. If you choose God, he helps eliminate that part of you that is the devil. And you said no. But then you just said everything you said, which is exactly.
You said, but the devil is still in you. You said it. Everybody, you said, even though you choose a lie, the devil is still in you.
Yeah, because you're still flesh.
Yeah, but
you overcome it. You take reign.
Okay, what it is that your interface, that is your soul, is connected to the world system. And so you as a person, you are new. But your interface and being in the system has got corruption. So Jesus gives you power to begin to work on that interface, to change it, to actually rewire it and reset it. That is what every Christian should be doing. Every Christian should be following Jesus so he can give them power to recircuit themselves, rewire themselves, and renew themselves. And it takes life, because it's not something you can just do it overnight or do it in a few years, even for your life. Because so long as you're part of this world interface, there'll be issues. Because the world, we are part of it, we are in it. Okay, we are in it, but we're not part of it. That's what the difference is. We are in it, but we're not part of it, because our original hard drive has been changed. We have a new hard drive. Most hard drives out there are corrupt. Every Christian has a new hard drive. And now you got to work on your interface, begin to recircuit, begin to rewire, and if you do it, then it will begin to show up in your screen, which is our body. Our body is just a screen. The body is a screen that just shows you what's going on inside. And so, if you work on this hard drive that came with programs in it to help you to rewire your soul, which is your interface for your body, it will begin to change your life gradually. And the soul is a journey with Jesus, being like him.
And what does that journey consist of?
Well, Jesus knew that even Adam blew it. Adam was the first man made. He was a perfect man, but he blew it.
After an hour of talking directly with God. Yeah, because he didn't blow it. That was the plan.
No.
The plan was, why would God create a garden and go, here's this particular fruit that you can never have, but I'm going to put it here just for the sake of it, and I'm going to tell you not to eat it, which I know you're going to do because God knows everything. I know you're going to eat it an hour later. It was part of the plan.
Okay, let me say this to you.
Nothing happens outside of God's plan.
Let me explain. In the mind of God, you need to realize that the mind of God has layers. The Bible says, oh God, how deep are your thoughts? It means there are surface thoughts and there are deeper thoughts. Yeah? And so there's a part of the mind of God where God knows everything. That mind is a very dangerous place to walk. Because when you walk in that place, you feel like, well, God knows everything. I mean, what can I do? He knows everything. But that is just for us to know that he knows everything.
That's walking in faith.
But we have to come,
that's walking in faith that God knows everything and God will take care of everything.
Then we have to come into time. Because in time, God will act as though he doesn't know everything. God doesn't act like in time he knows everything. For example, if God tells you to do something, I mean, he knows you're not going to do it. Why is he asking you? Because him and you are walking in time, and you must respond in time. You can't go in your mind, well, God knows what I'm going to do anyway. No. If you think like that, you will destroy yourself. You see, the mind of God of doing everything is just to let us know, look, nothing is hidden from him. So if you're doing stuff, you might as well go straight because he knows. Now, that puts the issue on me. I have to do my best because he knows everything, but I don't. And so what I have to do is that I have to maximize by even actually almost like asking him. Like, I come to a place where I don't know what to do. I go, God, you know everything. You know when I'm going to make a mistake here or no. But I'm asking you, help me to do the right thing. So I'm not playing on this, knowing all everything. If I do that, I'm making an excuse. I'm being like, well, que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Que sera, sera. It's not for us. Anybody that plays with que sera, sera will get burnt seriously. Will be really burnt. If you do que sera, sera, you'll be burnt seriously. Because it will even stop you. It will stop you from really being your best. Because what will be. But if you believe that, look, I've got a chance here. I can do something. There's a choice I have. If I do certain things will work a certain way and they work right.
Yeah, but the only rebuttal I have to that is that Jesus says, walk the righteous path. So if you, I'm paraphrasing, but he pushes the righteous path. He says that something along walk the way I walk or something like that. And he wants you to be
in the spirit.
Yeah, and be like him.
It says walk in the spirit and you will not fulfill the lust of your flesh. That means stay in your new person.
And not to be afraid.
And the corruption will not.
And he also says not to be afraid.
Yeah, that's true.
So where you're saying that yes, people are going que sera sera while doing bad stuff. That's the wrong way of using que sera sera. If you use the righteous path, if you're walking in truth, love, compassion, contentment, and humility, and hope, then at that point, it is que sera sera. Because he is in control of everything. He does know everything.
I wouldn't say that.
Because Jesus said himself, don't walk in fear.
I wouldn't say that because even in the scriptures, There are examples of things that God said should happen. But when the time came, it hadn't happened. And then God had to raise somebody to actually begin to come and make sure that what he said would happen. For example, God told Israel you will be in slavery for so long or whatever. And the time came and they weren't doing anything. They were just still there. And so God raised the prophet Daniel, who read the scriptures and discovered, oh gosh, the time is up. We should be getting out of this place. So he then began to pray so that what God had said would happen. Because if it was case Sarah, God says it will happen, why didn't it happen? Because there's a part we play. And you know, believe it or not, we can either help the plan of God or we can hinder the plan of God. We can actually, I know it's unthinkable, but the Bible says Israel limited God. Now, they didn't limit God in itself. They limited God in their own situation. And so you and I, we can limit God concerning our will. But with our will, we can limit God.
I'm not limiting him. I'm saying that he has full reign, full control. As long as you are living with the righteous path, as long as you've got the good fruits, you don't need to worry about, am I making the right choice or not? Because you know you've got discernment that he has guided you with. And as long as he is guiding you, you walk in faith and you trust that me wearing this mask at Speaker's Corner, talking to yourself, talking to Muslims, I could get stabbed. Anything can happen. I don't give a shit.
I know.
Because I know.
Unfortunately. Sad, unfortunately.
It's fine, it's life. We all got to die some point. But you've got to make sure that you're living in truth, love, compassion, contentment, and humility while you walk this, and you put faith in him. Not faith in the others, not faith in someone talking, but faith in him that he will make sure that you are walking in peace.
Well, let me tell you what I'm concerned about the part I think you're living out. I mentioned earlier on how
has nothing to do with filthy Islam.
I mentioned earlier on how Adam was made and he blew it. But you see, when Jesus comes, Jesus does something that is different. And so Adam was perfect in himself. When I say perfect, I don't mean like, well, he couldn't make a mistake. Perfect in creation, like a baby is born, a baby is perfect, God, everything. But watch this. When Jesus comes, Jesus doesn't only give us a new person, but it gives us the Holy Spirit to come and live in this new person. So really, as I'm standing here, there is my spirit, and the Holy Spirit is living in my spirit. Now I've got my soul and my body. Why? Because the Holy Spirit will now help me to do the rewiring. I don't have to do it myself. See, you were saying, well, you have to go the righteous path, you have to do. I'm trying to say to you that as human beings, that thing is not there. Okay, put it this way. We don't even have the will to will. And we don't have the will to will. You see, you have to will to do what is right. But even the willingness is not there. And so when the Holy Spirit comes into you as a Christian, he now begins to work in you to help you to become willing.
But what are the fruits?
The fruit of the Spirit, love, joy, peace.
That's the righteous path.
Yeah, but
that's
comes,
what you're going for. You said that God wants the fruit.
But I'm saying it comes through the help of the Holy Spirit.
No, for sure.
Follow me, dog. Let's go.
Dogs, come here. No, keep going that way. Keep going.
Wait. He's calling us a dog. In Islam, it says they are not allowed to keep dogs.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'll be ending it soon. I appreciate the conversation. We'll do it off camera.
What's your name?
My name's the devil or the man?
The man. Yeah. Nice to meet you, the man. And the man. You're very close. You're so close. No, for real. You're so close. And they that's the only thing that troubles me, that you're so close. But your understanding is almost like slightly like for me, I want you to come fully in. Put it this way. For me, life is all about Jesus. Even the way I think, the way I do whatever. I'm not saying everything is Jesus making me, but my point is that it has to be about him. You know, I have to be centered and focused on him. If I have any message, it will be Jesus. All the righteous things, it has to be Jesus. So for me, I live for Jesus. I project him. It's all about him. Nice
I appreciate the conversation. Hopefully,
and your friend.
Yeah, we spoke before.
Yeah, I know. I remember you. You think I didn't? I saw you with your camouflage and your cover.
Hopefully, I'll see you again soon.
God bless you.
I'll have some more questions for you in future.
We'll fine. We'll do it.
Good conversation. Thank you. All right. That was a Christian round. Yeah, business. He said, I'm so close. So close. So close. But that was a good conversation. I enjoyed it. He wasn't the type of Christian I was hoping to talk to. He actually has his head screwed on a little bit. I was looking for more of the other Christians that typically just say, all you need to do is believe and that's enough, and then you're getting into heaven. I think those guys are a bit more dangerous. This guy was actually talking about allowing God to transform you from the inside to the outside, and I think that's a good message to have because it comes from the heart. But I appreciate you all. I see a bunch of messages. Thank you all for joining in. Thank you to Mr. J Fu for being my cameraman. Appreciate you so much. I'll be back later on in the evening with a stream, possibly. But for now, I hope you guys have an amazing evening. My battery's about to die, so I will see you when I see you next. Take care. Love you. Appreciate you. Bye.